Cut. Okay, cut. Salty. Bruce, sit. Sit. Ukiona kamba inasonga tena ni story nyingine. Kamba ikisonga. Sit.
Litafutia ball kabisa.
Inacheza yenyewe. Inachezanga yenyewe. Inaacha alafu inaipata.
Okay.
Choni kishtu. David is Marwa. So today I'm taking Bruce for a walk. It's been a while. So our usual nature walk through to the forest. You can see he's very eager. It's been a while since he's been outdoors. Baki imeachilia ball. Chukua ball. Kibwekanga hivyo mara moja huko chini. Nanti azikudi kutaka. Adina kaona. Kale kana
Ndo aka.
Nyafanyia jokes.
Mpaka Bruce inasikia kupiga nduru, inasema nikikushika wewe.
Siweza kupanda mti. Kwa ball tuende. Kuja ile ndume hapa ile main. Ndio hapa. Alafu ndume main. Ina doki ya chile inaweza kimbia hapa the whole day.
Hii kitu ni mnyama.
Bruce. Don't try your Come back. Na cool down. Taki kutoka kwa maji. Wewe, what do you want to do? Twende huko. Na wewe kifanya hivyo inaweza hata nitoa mkono.
Iko na nguvu hii umbwa.
Nataka kucool down na bodi yake. We don't want to today. Nana safari.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Okay, Kipngeno Aaron Rangat, a member of the Justice Foundation that is partnering with Physician Association in Bogota. We are here for a small interview, and we like that you can just give us your introduction.
Okay. I am Maro David Ikari. I am the clinical officer in charge here at Kehancha Sub-County Hospital. Karibuni sana, we've been expecting you for some time.
Okay.
Yes.
I love to ask you some questions, and one of them will be from your perspective.
Yes.
How will this donation directly impact day-to-day patient care and support your team's clinical operation?
Okay. From my perspective, the first thing, the impact that it will have, it is the convenience to our patients. Because we initially had wheelchairs, but they maintenance was not good, so they have not been functional for I think the last 3 months. Our patients have been having trouble moving around, considering that our outpatient is not close to the radiology and the lab department. We usually have patients coming in, very sick patients, elderly patients. They have to ask for help from maybe other patients or other other caregivers who brought their patient for their mobility. But with the equipment, we are sure that the speed of movement, the ease of movement and the comfort to our patient will be catered for. Then they'll also help us improve in infection prevention. Like a few months back, we had cholera cases, and I think cholera cases, you know how they come in. People, they cannot control their movements. So these patients, usually when they come in, you find that every person who has been in contact with this patient is at risk, because simply we did not have a stretcher or we did not have a wheelchair, because in such a case we have to physically carry the patient. Even sometimes it is upon us as healthcare workers, but with this equipment that is a big change. Then from the clinical operations view, we have 2 rooms. That is our consultation room, and we have a procedure room also, which serves as our trial room. They're the only rooms with a couch. And in this area we have mining activities, we have a very busy highway and other issues. So in times when there is a mass accident or a road traffic accident or a collapse in the mines, we usually get these patients being brought in large numbers. And you can imagine having only 2 beds. And these 2 beds are also supposed to cater for the patients who are also within the facility. So it will really help our operations. I believe now we can even start strategizing to having an acute room or a casualty, where these critical patients, very sick patients, can be placed while being tried, waiting for the clinician, instead of being taken to our conventional consultation rooms. I think that is all.
Okay.
Yes.
Another question would be, outside the local government resources, when was the last time your team received this kind of outside support?
I think I've been here for over 2 years, and in the 2 years that I've been here, the last time we had stretchers, wheelchairs, and other equipment was done by the facility. We lobbied, we got some few shillings and budgeted for the wheelchairs that we had previously. It is unimaginable to receive such support, especially from someone who was here just for a few weeks. She noticed the gaps that we had. We pray that God grants them more, so that they can cut. Okay, cut. Salty.
In 3, 2, 1, action.
Outside the local or government resources, when was the last time your team received this kind of outside support?
Okay, I've been here for 2 years, slightly over 2 years, and in those 2 years, we've not received anything from outside our budget as a facility. It is actually unimaginable to receive such support from someone who was here just for 2 weeks. And from our interactions, we mentioned, she noticed the challenges, and she asked us about other challenges that she had not seen. But it is a good thing, and we thank her for her support, and we pray that God grants them even more. Thank you.
Okay. Working in this department, how important is it to have supplies that are sustainable?
Okay. Sustainable supplies are important because they ease the stress on the healthcare provider. because when the supplies are not there, we usually have to operate in a resource limited setting, meaning we have to improvise. Like when there is no wheelchair, we have to come up with means to move these patients when there is no stretcher, and it usually bears a lot of stress on the healthcare providers. Also, sustainable supplies improve the image of our facility, because you might find that a patient might be brought to the facility, and because of the inaccessibility, there being no wheelchair, and maybe this patient cannot move around, this patient will not visit our facility again because of just that small inconvenience. So it is very important that these supplies are sustainable.
Okay. And what is the daily reality your staff has to push through that makes resources like this so critical right now?
That is a good question. I've talked about cholera. So you can imagine a cholera patient has been brought in from the community and you don't have a stretcher. Or a patient has come from the mining area with a spinal injury, no stretcher. We have very elderly patients, we have fracture patients. So, and as I've said before, our facility is not set up that the lab is close to the OPD. So there's a very big distance from to the lab to the OPD. Most of the time, these patients have to depend on the goodwill of other people who have come to visit the facility, or even at some point you have to stop your services so that you can help this patient get to the radiology department or to the lab. So that is the reality which we have as a facility. These resources are very crucial. As I've said before, they help us minimize infection prevention. Obviously, if you don't come into direct contact with the patient, if you come into direct contact with the patient, there are things that might be transferred. Either it is an infection, the equipment will also reduce the risk of exposure to these infections. In case a patient has hemorrhage or it's a diarrhea patient, it also increases the speed and the quality of services that we offer our patients. I think that is about the daily reality of the facility.
So what are you going to tell now this organization after you realizing that there are two organizations that partner, and then they decided to do this donation? What will be your final remarks to them, or what are you going to tell the organization?
My final remarks is a very big thank you to the organization, specifically because the person I interacted with, that is Lucia, was here for less than 2 weeks, and she managed to notice that there is a gap at this facility. It takes someone with a very big heart. We've interacted for 2 weeks. She left, she went, she put up some resources together, and now our patients are going to benefit. So I have a very big thank you for them, and I pray that they get more from what they've given us. And also another request would be that we should be having more interactions, more students coming from the physician associates. They should learn, because there is a lot of learning that can happen here at the Anchas County Hospital, and through that learning we can see that there is support also that can come up.